Hey everyone, welcome to Tim's Vinyl Confessions. I'm Tim Derling, and we're really excited to bring you this episode because it's something that a lot of people do these, and I don't think to do it, and I should be doing this more often because I like watching them myself. But some things that have come for me recently in the mail. Some things I know what they are, and some things I don't, and that's the really exciting thing. So I got a big, yeah, we just now came back from checking the mail as I'm filming this, and I got all kinds of packages. And some of these things I've been waiting on for a while. Well, here they are. So I'm going to go through this one by one, and we will talk about it. Okay, so this first box. Now I know what's in here. This comes from a buddy of mine in Ohio named Roy Troutman. Roy, longtime fan of the show, and Roy's been one of my contacts in the States looking for tapes and things that I don't have. So I think I can remember what's in this one. I'm just trying to cut this open in a way that kind of makes sense. So yeah, he always hits these, places where there are really cool pawn shops. And oh man. Okay. All right, so first of all, yeah, Roy did a great job at putting these together. This is a little bit of a mix of formats here. First of all, a band that, well, I actually don't have, I've only got a couple of things by at this point, but I find I'm enjoying their stuff more and more the more I listen. This 3 years ago now, saw their singer in concert. So this is The Police with their third album. I think this was the third album, Zenyatta Mondata from 1980. This is a US 8-track on A&M. It's also RCA Music Service version. Really good shape, no bubbling on here. So thank you for that, Roy. Also, not a great album, but I didn't have it on cassette. 38 Special from 88, Rock and Roll Fantasy. Much more excited about their new one. I've got that pre-ordered. An album I had when it first came out, but then I replaced it with the CD. Don Dokken, Up From the Ashes from 1990. I've always filed this under Dokken. It sounds like Dokken. It's got... it's got that Dokken sound. It's got John Norum on guitar. He later joined Dokken. This is a Dokken album. Yeah, he just couldn't use his own name or his last name. And finally, this one surprised me. I didn't have this on anything. I do have a best of with a couple of songs on it, but this is an album that's getting harder and harder to find. This is Montrose and the album Mean from 1987. This is on Enigma Records, and this is only the fourth, and I think the final album that Ronnie Montrose put under the band name. And he had it was of course a totally different lineup on this album. This is 1987 we're talking about here, but he had Glenn Lech on bass. Now I don't know that name, maybe somebody out there does. The drummer is James Kodak, the late James Kodak, who was in Kingdom Come. He was in Warrant. I think most recently he was in Scorpions. And the singer on this album is Johnny Edwards, who sang on Foreigner's Unusual Heat album. So there's a couple of songs from this album that are on the Very Best of Montrose CD that Rhino put out in 2000. So thank you very much, Roy. So that is that. Let us see what's in here. This comes from Switzerland, and I'm not sure what this is. Sometimes, and this is not a complaint, but sometimes the sellers do such a good job taping everything up, which you have to, it's hard to know where to start cutting. I'm terrified of cutting into a record or a J card or something that, is supposed to be kept in good shape. So let's try it this way. I could cut the opening of this out, but what would be the fun in that? Also, these scissors, these are the old scissors, which I keep upstairs. And the reason that they're the old scissors is because they're about as dull as anything. Okay, hold on. You know, sometimes you cut and then the stuff starts to glide on its own. There's no gliding anymore. Try not to damage myself doing this. Okay. Aha. Okay. Let's see what this is. Yeah. This is really cool. A couple of things in this. Now, one of these things that I specifically went out to, I bought, but the other thing was I saw that the seller, I always look to see what else a seller might have to kind of make it worthwhile. So this is Toto Cruel. It's a single from the Minefields album. So this is a CD single. It's just got the one song on it on Sony, and it's got some European tour dates inside of here. So it's in really good shape. And not a band I've got a lot of 45s from, so this is pretty cool. This is Deep Purple Fireball with Demon's Eye on the other side of it. This is a German single, so it's got the Harvest EMI label on it. That's really cool. Okay, next up is this feels like it has a lot in it. I'm not sure what's all in here, but it says Fragile, handle with care. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is probably the most recent thing I ordered because it just probably came from within Canada, so it didn't take that long to get to me. Opened it enough. Right. Okay. Okay. Still got more cutting to do. This is a cool mix of formats as well. Okay. Is that going to do it? Yeah, that might do it. So, okay, I could see here already. Where the heck is the opening on this? I get confused easily. Okay. Make sure that's all that's in there. Okay, so I got a couple more 45s. This first one I'm glad to get because we had a trip to Riverview and my good buddy Jax Russell beat me to this one, so now I've got it. It's Loverboy Notorious from the Wild Side album. Here's a single I've bought, but it didn't have a sleeve, so now I've got one with a sleeve. April Wine, Enough Is Enough, and this is a Canadian. I'm sure this is a Canadian Aquarius one. Probably one of my favorite April Wine songs. Now this next one I'm going to show you is a CD that I bought because I always get my CDs, I rip them to my computer, and that's usually how I listen to them while I'm at work. In my music room here is also my office. And I've got one CD that I bought brand new, not a scratch on it. It will not rip. So I decided, you know what, I'll see if I can find an older one, and I did. It's one of my favorite Yes albums in Relayer, and you can see this is an older one because it's got the Warner Brothers special price tag on it. This is an old Canadian CD on Atlantic. Yeah, quite an old one because you can tell this part right here, but hopefully this one will rip. I'm sure it will. And a couple of cassettes, always expanding my cassette collection. This is not one I see very often. Heart, Rock the House Live. This came out in 1991, and this is a Canadian version on Capitol Records. And a version of this album that I've never had, even though I've got several copies of it. Y&T 10, one of my, well, probably my favorite album by then. But this is a Canadian Columbia House version, which I've never seen before. So it's always a happy day when I can add to my Y&T collection. And now I've got one more to add. And this one is special. This comes from Fans in Motion, the Ultimate Night Ranger podcast. So my good buddy Josh, I knew that he was sending me something, I just didn't know what. So, let's see. I can only assume there's it's something to do with Night Ranger. Come on now. Don't cut your finger. That would be. I don't know. From a little kid, I always remembered them saying, if you cut yourself with a dull knife, it's worse than with a sharp one. So, let's do this here. Oh no! I'm kidding. Josh, what did you send me, man? It's a big. Try if I can see if I can salvage that sticker. Oh, not quite ready yet. One more cut. I'm gonna do it. All right. What is this? This looks like. Cool. Okay. Right on. Kansas 2 for the show on 8-track. I've got this, but thank you, Josh. That's awesome. He knows. He knows. All right, so let's see. I believe this is a couple of Fans in Motion shirts. Oh, I like that. The Dawn Patrol cover, Fans in Motion, the Ultimate Night Ranger fan page and podcast. Thank you, Josh. That's a cool shirt. I like that a lot. And Josh knows me well enough to know I need extra large. And here we have another shirt, which I also like for a couple of reasons. So this is Fans in Motion, and it's done like the Cheap Trick logo, and I like Cheap Trick, so that works. Fansinmotion.com. If you're not following it, you're a Night Ranger fan. What are you waiting for? Let's see now. What have we here? What have we here? This feels... Huh. What have we here anyway? Okay. Yeah, this is another copy of the Wasted Time single. Great. It's they aren't making any more of them, so I'll take it. Let's see. What's next to this? So yeah, we got some stuff here from Aces and Ales, which is Carrie Kelly's restaurant, I believe. So there's a guitar pick, there's a couple of stickers, there's a Fans in Motion sticker. Very, very cool. We're not quite done yet. What is this? Okay, so some Fans in Motion business cards, yeah. And this looks like a couple of magnets. Very cool. Very, very cool. And finally, something I've never had. I've never had any of the series of this these CDs that BMG put out, but extended versions. So thank you very much, Josh. And I think that's it, guys. Wow. I got some garbage to put away, some recycling to go through, but yeah. Hope everybody enjoyed this, me unveiling a bunch of stuff that I just got. It's all part of the collecting. You know, to collect, you got to keep collecting, right? So, hope everybody enjoyed this. Speaking of Night Ranger, link to all my books is below, and also a link to my own version of merchandise. Got some cool stuff. We've got merchandise based on the Night Ranger book, all my previous books, and a lot of variations on the Tim's Vinyl Confessions logo. And I notice now that TeePublic, who sells my merchandise, has caps, like hats available, shorts, so they're expanding, which is pretty cool. So check it out. If you see something you like, look to see what else you can get that design in. So thanks everybody for watching this edition of Tim's Vinyl Confessions. I will see you later.